for joining us. On behalf of Global CIO Conclave, I'd like to welcome Mr. Kuldeep Singh, Deputy General Manager, IT Security and Alternate CISO for NTPC. Thank you so much for joining us, Kuldeep.
Thank you, Avnish. It's my pleasure.
As we were discussing, just we want to have a couple of want to have insights on a couple of questions. So, how do you balance the need for innovation with the need for reliability and stability in critical systems at NTPC?
Okay, so I think that is the dilemma that almost every enterprise faces, because innovation is required, because it will help us improve the agility, reliability, and overall effectiveness of the business processes, right? And also safety and security. But at the same time, generally what happens that it also requires a level of risk appetite and kind of temporal instability that might come when you are actually innovating, you are putting some changes in the long established processes, and you are trying to question the biases that are already there. Okay, so in case of NTPC, and especially critical systems, as you said, right? Here we need to balance both of these things. But I would like to say one thing, that these two things are not mutually exclusive, as is generally understood. So whenever we are innovating, right, generally it can also improve the reliability and stability of the critical systems in the long run. Whatever friction we might see, that is in the short run, right? So that is one. Secondly, how we are balancing. So basically, we need to have the proper governance framework in place. A proper management buy-in has to be there. There should be a strategy that is already aligned with the our like, let's suppose if our corporate is having a proper business strategy, then IT department would also be having a strategy which is in alignment with that. Now comes the innovation part. When you are trying to do some innovation, then that should be dovetailed into that strategy, so that there are no surprises for anyone, right? So then comes the cultural shift, that is generally what is required, because everybody is okay with the processes running the way they are running, because you don't do anything to what is not broken, right? You don't repair. That is one thing that is going on. But if you don't change, then you will also not improve. So that is another thing. But how to have this kind of cultural shift, which is providing the better oiling, right? Less and less friction with the existing stakeholders, existing processes. And then I think lastly, we need to find the right balance for your own context, because every enterprise is different, right? So you need to find that sweet balance, right, where you are okay with certain level of innovation, and where you are also thinking that it will greatly improve the reliability and stability, and then you go along with that.
So, talking about innovation, like you just mentioned, and the cultural shift, for an organization like yours, what do you see as the biggest challenge, or challenges rather, and opportunities in the next 5 to 10 years? And how do you really think the IT department is positioned to support the organization's goals and objectives?
Okay, so very, very broad question, right? So, but yeah, I mean, that is how we plan. So in NTPC, we are having very, very long-term plans as well. So we are having a plan for 2075 as well, 2032 as well, right? So there is a plan that is called the Brighter Plan 2032, in which NTPC is aiming to accelerate its effort in leading the energy transition, uh, basically to have a decentralized, decarbonized, and digitalized energy future. Okay, so this last section, the digitalized one, that is already inbuilt into our brighter plan. That is what we are saying. So already, this management buy-in part, the overall recognition of this requirement at the top management level is already there. So that is half of the battle won. Now, basically, NTPC is also trying to set new benchmarks in sustainability. We are talking about everything green, renewable energy. That is already a very, very big focus. And being a thermal power generator, the responsibility is much more again. So having this thing in mind, what we are seeing that we have to support the uh, these RE projects. That is one. We are also going for very small offices at some of the locations. That was another challenge that we are seeing in the long term. As of now, NTPC plants can be very, very big. They house more than 200 to 3,000 people, right? They are spread across kilometers, the plants and everything. And the RE, it can only have 2 or 3 employees, right? A very small form factor as compared to the existing plan setup that we're having. So, SD-WAN is one of the things that we have already seen, right? And we have already implemented also. So we are very well geared towards that. So it can help us spread our network to areas where we don't have dedicated ISP links, right? We can also work on 4G, 5G, whatever is available there. So that is one of the things. Similarly, it may be a small problem, but just as an example, in captive coal mining, we are also in that area where we have operationalized some of the coal mines just now. So in that area also, the area may be very, very, very big as compared to even our power plants which are existing. So there, the attendance might be a bigger problem. There may be 40 gates you might be having, right? So there also we are seeing, biometric attendance system, geofencing may be there. Through mobile also you can make attendance system. So that is one example. Major challenge would be the new technologies also, because we have to accept that this cloud computing is already there, right? So some of our applications we might need to move to cloud. Now the security becomes very, very important, because as our attack surface is increasing when we are going to cloud, we also have to be reliant on the latest technologies and a proper architecture where we can have this hybrid architecture working properly. I mean, we continue to have our data centers, right? And we would be moving few of the things to the cloud. So that is also one of the area that we are seeing as a challenge, as an opportunity as well. Now, when we are talking about these additional diversifications, there are a number of mobile applications and web applications that are coming. We can't say no to that, but yes, this is going to increase the footprint a lot. So we are also thinking how we can talk about securing these services themselves, right? So we can introduce some kind of architectural changes there, so that we can cater to that part also. Again, this risk management will also become a big factor because of the IIoT's introduction, and then we are also going for RFI based warehouse management system and overall digital twins. We are also trying to use AR and VR, right? Augmented reality and virtual reality for training purposes, right? So there are several things, I mean, which are going on. And on employee training part also, we are thinking of, we are having, in fact, micro training models. We are trying to improve this thing a lot, and going into simulations, phishing, smishing, wishing, all that. So yes, and lastly, the compliance part. This has become very, very stringent for us now. CA guidelines have come in 2021. We are already having NCI PC guidelines because we are a CII. And then Certain has also revised their guidelines. You must have heard, I think, right? So there, the log retention period, the overall, 6-hour window in which we have to report any particular cybersecurity incident, and that too with the kind of geographical spread that we have. That is one of the major challenge that we are looking into. So yeah, I mean, there is a lot to be done in a short span of time.
Speaking to you, I'm sure the kind of technologies that you're talking about and the adoptions when you have it in the future, I think it's really going to be a game changer. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for your insights. It was wonderful speaking to you.
Thank you.
And looking forward to have you with us, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Abnesh. Thank you very much.